Hey there YouTube, this is Wheelchair21, and on today's rolling review, we have TK03, Tire Koukan, Kamen Rider Drive, Type Wild, which is his secondary form, which is probably one of my more favorite forms next to Speed thus far. I'm not a fan of Technic, the green form, but really I like this form. It reminds me of a football player. And the box art is pretty damn nice, also showing that it comes with the Sterring Sword. Also demonstrates what the Trideron looks like when it's in wild form, as well as showing Tire Koukan 04. Now, I am technically skipping 02, 04, and a lot of the accessory sets at this time, just because I really have no real use for them. Anyways, let's get down to the contents of our figure and box. Our figure, Type Wild, is obviously using the basic mold of the AC figures, the actual TK figures, the SSC figures, the WAP figures. By how the system and its joints are constructed, it's more built around and reconstructed off of Type Speed because, you know, it is Kamen Rider Drive. You can see there's obvious changes with his chest plate and his helmet. His helmet looks awesome, has like kind of a football, kind of minor aquatic kind of look. Like, I don't know what it looks like, but it just gives me a vibe of a football player and or someone scuba diving, you know, going underwater. Now, the joints are slightly loose when you try to, you know, hold and display the figure, but that's because it's a basic line. It's not like a Figuart where it stays tighter for a little while. Its belt is missing quite some detail, as well as a shift brace, but the overall figure seems to have the overall presence that Wild form has, except a nice real silver backing. It's just a base gray skin, but probably if you have the right paints, you can probably go into this figure and touch it up correctly so he has a more accurate feel or a better accurate detailing. Now, the way his Tire Koukan works is it's off the right shoulder, which actually looks nice and pretty awesome. It has just a really cool vibe. It actually makes you think that Technic will have one on his left shoulder, however, that is not true. The way this system works is there's a nice little hubcap right here that actually protects the wheel from falling off, which right now, ironically, it's kind of stuck, so you gotta actually pull it off with force. The actual Wild tire is kind of similar to Speed, but now has a silver ring inside, and it looks more like an off-road vehicle wheel, rather than the basic street vehicle. As well as, like I said, this little hubcap. Really cool, really nice, and that allows you to then swap out for the actual Tire Koukan that it comes with, Rumble Dump, which actually debuted before the form debuted, because this is a powerful drill weapon, which can be used with Kamen Rider Drive. He can actually use it similar to kind of like the rocket module, because it will take him flying off course, but it's best used with Wild because he can actually control and be balanced using it, because the Wild form gives him a bit of weight and also gives him a bit more strength. Once attaching it to the shoulder, pretty much the figure is finished in a sense. It stays there, it can still kind of spin and turn, but the best aspect is the fact that this drill, like I said, does come off and can be used as an actual handheld weapon. Like I said, the Rumble Dump drill can actually be held by Wild or Drive, but honestly, I don't care which one it's on. It's still a nice little cool accessory, nice cool weapon, and I enjoy it. The TK figures have awesome wheels, awesome weapons. Best part is, at least Drive comes with the Sterring Sword, which is actually one of my more favorite weapons in Kamen Rider to date. Reason I like it is, in the show it's normally got red on it. It's a red and black wheel with this nice cool silver and blue encased saber. They're just using a basic blue for the actual sword, and it kind of reminds me of a GN saber from Gundam 00. Now, the cool thing is the wheel actually turns like it does in the show, just there's no beep effect when you actually press the horn. I like it because it reminds me of Car Ranger a bit, the Fender sword, and it also reminds me of the go-under steering wheel gun that they use in the Megazord cockpit, or the Mecha cockpit. So, I just automatically came to enjoy the weapon overall. It's just really cool, really nice design, and I like all the finishing attacks that are used with the weapon. So, since I got this, I'm going to put it normally with basically type speed, just because it looks overall nicer when held by type speed than it does rumble and or technique. Now here we come to evaluation time, where we pretty much say if this figure is worth purchasing or if it's worth passing. First off, Type Wild, like I said, really gives me this whole idea of a brute brawler. A football player also kind of has like an aquatic headgear, where his design looks cool and badass, really makes him look like a real true brute. Kind of also reminds me of some kind of Halo outfit. And it actually, looks different, quite different than the basic drive. Kind of giving me a nice throwback to Kamen Rider Black RX, as to his various forms such as Bio and Robo Rider. So having these greatly drastic retools and remolds of the suit makes me enjoy the figure and the character a lot more, as than just repainting him another color and just moderately altering the helmet. There is a vast difference between the two suits. So first off, it's great to have, great to own. I also enjoy that it comes with the Sterring Sword, which is one of my favorite weapons in the show and in Kamen Rider as of late. I mean, there were a lot of great weapons in Gaim, but this one just really strikes me. I like the whole car gimmick, and it really just relates to who I am. I mean, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm always, driving on four wheels, riding on four wheels. So, hey, why wouldn't I like drive? Wheels, man. Wheels. Wheelchair 21. Kamen Rider Drive. Tire Koukan. There you go. Explanatory right there. Now, honestly, the price is basic for, a Bandai of Japan toy and product. You can probably get it cheaper. It's probably going on clearance because for some reason not many people are really into Drive right now. I don't understand it. I find it ridiculous. But Drive to me is a good show. It's a great show, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the toys. I'm enjoying the products, and I just cannot wait to actually have these two figures in Figuarts form. Figuarts are superior, but you can play with these figures. You have more playability, and you don't have to worry about actually breaking them. I mean, they will break eventually, but they don't break right away like a Figuart obviously could. So it's great to have them, because when you're bored and you just need something to fumble around with at your work desk or your workspace when you can't write an essay for college, or you just can't write an article for like a website you work at. I mean, it's not like I've been there before. But yeah, you just have something that can, help you kill some time while you're trying to think or brainstorm on something you need to write. Honestly, it's a great thing to have if you just want to have your fix of needing to fiddle around with something that isn't a Rubik's Cube. Anyways, you can find this product at Hobby Link Japan, or Ami Ami, or at CS Toys. You can maybe get this off of eBay and or Amazon, and maybe Big Bad Toy Store has stocked TK figures. I don't really know if they stocked anything yet from their Drive line. They don't really get that many Toku toys in these days, unless it's, through Bluefin Tamashii, but that's a different case. I mean, if you like Drive, you'll want to get this, especially if you don't want to get the Figuart, which is rumored to be an exclusive. I know I sure as well am happy to at least have this right now and have a Sterring Sword for my Drive to have on display. Until, well, the regular, Figuarts come out. Great to have, great to own, cool to afford, easy to afford, I should say, and enjoyable overall. The only reason I could see someone not liking it, like I've said in the past review, is if they're really a stickler for their Figuarts. But that shouldn't really affect you. You will have fun with these figures. I know I do. Anyways, you can find me here on YouTube and or herotaku.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That is where you can find me. I do not have a Facebook fan page, so yeah, I'm not that kind of egotistical bastard yet. So, hey, maybe one day. Maybe one day. As for now, this has been the TK03 review. Next up we have Kamen Rider Zo, hopefully, as well as TK06, Machine Chaser. We'll see you next time, YouTube, with more rolling reviews, Doyle's DVDs, or card game shenanigans.